Alrighty guys, well, if you guys can see right there, we've got good old FWC here to inspect the skiff. Now, I had an inspection done at the boat ramp when I did a float test. The gentleman who looked it over for me ran the whole number and told me that I was good to go. I went to go register the vessel up at the tax collector's office, or the DMV, whatever you want to call it, here in Florida, and I was told that I needed a form from the FWC officers stating that it passed inspection. Well, now this officer is claiming that it is a misdemeanor to buy a vessel in Florida without a title, even though I have a bill of sale. The vessel has no Florida registration numbers, never had a registration, or never been registered in the state of Florida. So for all we know, it could have came from Georgia, Texas, Tennessee. We don't know. When they run the VIN number or the whole identification number, nothing comes up. So unfortunately, we are now in limbo. They had to take a picture of my motor because I had my motor on it. So I guess I should have held off on that now that I have basically just a yard ornament until these guys can give me the okay that I can register it. And then even then, it sounds like I'm gonna be jumping through hoops. So wish me luck, folks. All right, guys, I have my stack of paperwork. FWC had to come back to my shop yet again, so that way we could have some more paperwork filled out on getting this thing legal and registered. We are making some progress. I'll explain to you guys here in just a bit, but I just wanted to show you again. Today is Friday. I should probably mark my calendar the 14th, Flag Day, but oh my gosh, I am so ready to get this done and over with. Okay guys, I'm gonna fill you in with some information, try to make a long story short. I know you guys don't want to hear me talk, but I just want to, let you folks know what is going on, and if you plan on buying a vessel in Florida, what to do and what to look out for. So anyways, I've had a total of 3 FWC appointments or interactions. I've had the one at the boat ramp where the officer ran the numbers, told me everything was good, told me that the vessel had never been registered, never been titled in Florida, take my bill of sale, and a photocopy of the gentleman's ID, all that jazz, take it up to the tax collectors, and they should be able to issue me a registration and title. That wasn't the case. I was supposed to get a form from FWC, as you guys heard earlier in the video. So I had the second appointment for them to come out and inspect the vessel. Well, that's when I learned that it was a misdemeanor. You guys heard it again in the beginning of this video. It's a misdemeanor to buy a boat in Florida without a title or registration. Now, there's a gray area to that. If the vessel has Florida numbers on the side of it already, and it's been registered and titled in Florida, then yes, you need to buy, or you need to have the title and registration, mainly the title. It's really the title. You need to have the title for the vessel in order to sell it or to purchase it legally, right? Now, in the case of my Carolina skiff, one, it was produced in Georgia. That's where Carolina skiff was produced. And during that time, 1998, Georgia didn't issue titles for their vessels. When they produced a vessel, it would come with an MSO, and that's the manufacturer's state of origin. If you lived in Georgia, you would take your MSO to the tax collector or the DMV. They would take that MSO and turn it into a registration, and the registration then would become your title and your registration for your vessel. So if you were to ever sell it in Georgia, your registration is your title. Now in Florida, it gets weird for us. I think the tax collector's office knows, and now I think as of 2019 or 2021, I could be incorrect, Florida does now title their vessel, or Georgia does now title their vessels. You can't buy a vessel that is newer than 2019 without a title. And I could be wrong, somebody can correct me. And if your state is like this, or if you have these gray laws, drop a comment below. Let other folks know if you're watching this video and you're curious about buying a vessel without a title in Florida. The gray area is that if it came from Georgia, and the registration, it holds the registration, or Tennessee, then that is the title, that's what you would submit. If the vessel is in Florida, and it's never been titled, and it's never been registered, say it was ran on a private lake, you should get a title with that vessel. Now, if you run into an issue like this skiff, which was produced with an MSO, and say somebody bought it in Georgia, and then brought it to Florida, never registered it, never titled it, ran it in a private lake, or as a work boat with no motor, technically, it's 16 foot, so it should have been registered. It technically is illegal. That could be different from the laws today compared to, 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. So basically, I'm sorry that I'm talking so much, but basically, I got really, 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 really lucky because this vessel not having any paperwork showing that it was titled and registered in Florida, because because I didn't have that paperwork, or it doesn't show that, that means I am able to now apply for the title. I was able to submit a special affidavit to accompany the application of title to the DMV. They've already cut me half my paperwork, you know, with all of the information about the vessel, the HIN, all of that jazz, you know, what it's propelled by, the type of material that it's made out of, how long is it, what I plan on using it for, etc., etc. So I have all that paperwork plus the memorandum. And so now the last thing that I need is the certificate of inspection from FWC. Now this is where it got kind of gray again. FWC, they read me my Miranda rights and then had me fill out a form stating how I got the vessel. Now if you bought a vessel, they run the HIN and it comes back as a little hot or a little sketchy, that's where it gets weird for you. But if you buy a vessel and it's clear, like if you say you found a vessel online, didn't have a title, you could call the FWC, you could have them run the HIN, and they can tell you, hey, look, that vessel's been stolen, or hey, look, you know, that vessel has a so-and-so title. I don't know how it works if you were to have to track down the previous owner or the original owner or whoever it was titled to. It's a very, very, very gray area in the state of Florida. I just want to give folks a heads up. I got very lucky. If this vessel had been registered to somebody, then I would have had gone down the rabbit hole of finding who the original owner was, contacting them, and hoping that, one, they didn't want the vessel back, two, didn't want to press charges for me having their vessel or buying the vessel, for, you know, for buying a vessel that was stolen, right? And if they were willing to work with you, then they would have to file for a duplicate title and then sign the title over to you, and then you take the title to the DMV, and then you have the title transferred over to you, and then you can register it. So all the FWC inspection does is confirm that the HIN is legit, that it's not stolen. She found my hidden HIN. I think that was in my last upload. She confirmed that both HINs match, and then she took photos of my outboard, as you guys heard in the beginning of the video, and you know, ran the serial number on that, made sure that wasn't stolen, and basically, you know, confirmed what motor I'm going to run on it, confirmed that the HIN was good, confirmed that it was fiberglass, and yeah, that's basically it. So now I'm playing the waiting game. I've submitted the paperwork and the form with her, and hopefully she can get that all squared away with the state, and they can mail me my certificate, and then from there I take the certificate with the rest of my paperwork to the DMV and get this thing legal. And I'll obviously make a video on when that happens, because that'll be a great day. And I'm gonna grab me some beer, and I'm about to show you my tiller motor that I got for it, and that's the motor I'm going to run on it temporarily while I get set up for a center console and remote steering and all that jazz. But whenever we get that registration paperwork and title, it's going to be a day that I will celebrate for a long time. As long as I have that skiff, I'm going to make it like it's birthday or something. I don't know, but I'm sorry, guys. It's 6.5 minutes of me running my mouth. I just wanted to give you guys just an idea of what I've been through and how much of a headache this has been. So anyways, we're going to step out to the shop real quick. I'm going to throw in a video. I was an idiot and I took it on my cell phone vertically instead of horizontally. So it's going to be vertically for the time being. I'm sorry, but I picked up a Mariner 25. It is identical to the Mercury 25 that I bought. It runs like a top. It's got the tiller handle with the shifter built into the handle, and it's an awesome unit. It's got 125 compression, or PSI of compression in top and bottom cylinders. It's moving water. Everything seems to be pretty squared away on it. So I'm going to throw that in there, and then I also started painting the interior of the hull on the Carolina skiff because I was tired of looking at it. I did all that sanding work. I've got all this stuff submitted with the FWC, all of my paperwork. I have my tail end covered, so I was like, you know what? I'm not sitting around. Let's get to painting. So, all right, let's transition to that. Before you guys see it run, and before I show you the paint in the hole, I just wanted to show you the Mariner real quick, kind of talk about just briefly what I paid for it and what's going on with her. So it's basically the same footprint. It is an identical motor to the Mercury 25 that's already hanging on the back of the boat right now. Obviously the only thing that are different is this is remote with electric start here, got an on-off switch, no electric choke, and it's just got a Mariner design on it. Everything else is damn near identical. Go ahead and unhook it here, or unlatch it, excuse me. Pull the cover off if I can do it one-handed. I also messed my finger up the other day, crushed this damn thing, so it's been really inconvenient. That's besides the point. Anyways, someone's deleted the factory sediment bowl, which is a nice thing. Again, there's no electric choke. When I purchased it, again, purchase price was $220, $200 for the motor, $20 for him to deliver it right to my door, which was amazing. I wasn't complaining about that. He backed right up to the shop, dropped it right on the stand, handed him his money, told me that it didn't shift, wouldn't go into gear, and he didn't know if it ran or anything like that. I'll throw the Facebook ad in so you guys can see it if I have a screenshot of it. And that was really it. So first thing first, I looked at the shifter rod. This guy was actually laying underneath the power head, so it took me 2 seconds to hook that back up. You can see the plastic's broken. I just gotta get a new plastic clip, or I could probably zip tie it, but I'll probably do the right thing, get a clip. This shifts it in forward and reverse gear. So here is forward gear, and then the throttle, as you can see, opens up. And then back to neutral we go, and then to reverse. And you can already see it falling out. So basically, that's why it wouldn't shift. That's one easy thing. 2, I got it to run within, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Literally just primed up the fuel filter here in the bulb with some 2-stroke mix, sprayed a little down the carburetor, and adjusted the fuel mixture screw. It says pull to choke, and then you can actually rotate it. So if you rotate it clockwise, it's supposed to help it when it's a cold start, and then as it idles and warms up, you're supposed to rotate it left. But I didn't mess with the rotation. I just choked it out, sprayed some carb fluid in it, or some 2-stroke gas in it, and she fired right off. So the biggest reason that I bought the engine was worst case scenario for $220. The engine had bad compression, or if it didn't run, or if something was funky or whatever, I could take the lower off of this unit and throw it onto the Merc 25, and then set up my remote steering and be good to go. But this came up, and it was such a good deal, and it ran, and it had such good compression that I'm now gonna obviously set the Merc 25 aside until I find a new center console, or a center console, excuse me, and then run this guy for the time being once it's registered and legal. So let's check out that video real quick. Again, I apologize. It's in the vertical mode. I was an idiot and didn't film it correctly. So watch me fire this guy up, and then I'll show you the paint, and we can wrap this video up. Okay, so I messed up. I had my camera up here, and I thought I was time-lapsing when I was painting this, but I was not. I had it on slow motion, so I'm an idiot. But I'm using some Interlux Bilge Coat enamel paint. It is gray, and I'm just rolling it on here with a little 4-inch foam roller. Cuts in real nice on the boat, but man, look how much of a difference the paint does for this girl. It just looks awesome. It looks freaking awesome. Now obviously I've got the holes here, holes along the side, I got the gunnel damage right here. All of this is gonna get repaired. I just wanted to cut in some paint so that way when I do leave it out in the elements. You know, if it were to get rained on or something, I just wanted to have some fresh coat inside of the interior of the hull to protect it, rather than all this sanded down fiberglass and stuff. Just, you know, just to be safe, and plus it looks way better. But I still have a few bits to do. I've got to pull the rest of the rub rail off over here, and I still have to sand down the sides here, and then I have to come along here and peel up all of the adhesive. I'm assuming it's like 5200 or something, so that way I can reinstall the rub rail once I'm done painting and everything. I'm probably going to take it off in its entirety and then come back at a later date and put it on, because we're going to go through and sand the bottom of the hole. But there we go, guys. We are one step closer. We got to pull the motor off so I can hit the transom, paint all the rest of that, and then paint the seat, and we'll be good to go. We will be good to go. So we're making good progress on her. After we get this painted, we'll start on the fiberglass repair work. We'll let that stuff kick off. We'll come back, fair it down, make it all pretty, paint those, and then we'll move to the exterior of the hull and getting all of that squared away. So that is that, guys. This video's getting lengthy. I've talked a lot, so let's wrap it up. Well, folks, that is it for today's video. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to get this skiff out on the water. I'm hoping that I can have that certificate and get this thing legal by July 4th, because I'd love to mount my American flag on there and take her out and have some fun at the sandbar. So little by little, guys, we are making progress. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in and subscribed to the channel. We've had this crazy rush of subscribers. We've gotten almost 100 subscribers within a week, which is crazy. I don't know where you guys come from. It just kind of goes in waves, but thank you so much, guys. I greatly appreciate it, and I apologize that I talk so much, but thank you for sticking to the end. I will see you guys in the next upload. Later.